Hello to all of my Finding the Family friends. My name is Sam. I am actually the daughter of the directors of Finding and Family, Chris and Deb. Very thankful to have them as my parents. And speaking of thankfulness, I am dropping into you guys on whatever day you're viewing this to talk about the word of the month, kind of the theme, and that is thankfulness. And I just want to take a quick moment out of your time to explain how much thankfulness has meant to me on my journey, but also what it can mean for us as Christians in every aspect of our lives. Thankfulness, we focus on it during this time of year, but truly as a word, as a concept, as a lifestyle, it's something that should functionally be a part of our day to day. It's not just an additive that we should put on to say, I feel really thankful today because of this circumstance, or I feel thankful today because of this event. But thankfulness, whenever we take it seriously for the importance that it holds, should be something that's integral to our whole lives. So I'm really excited to talk with you guys about thankfulness today, share a little bit about what it's meant to me, and share some scriptures too. So let's jump right in. I'm sure you all have heard this scripture. It's in 1 Thessalonians 5, verses 18, and it just says, "Be thankful in all circumstances, for this," come on, somebody say this, "is God's will for you who belong in Jesus Christ." I love how it talks about thankfulness as a will that Christ has for us, a will that God has for us, saying, this is my will for you, child, that you live your life with a thankfulness that comes regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the stage of life that you're in. So, for example, a part of my journey, and I don't mean journey as in a past thing, but this is something that I deal with consistently in my life, and I believe that it's something a lot of people can relate to, especially in this current generation and time. And that is, I have seasons where I will deal with either anxiety or depression. And it's kind of interchangeable. You never know how it's going to happen or when it will occur. But thankfulness has had to become a coping mechanism in my life to say, I am going to be thankful regardless of the circumstance, whether it's a mental circumstance, a physical circumstance. And I'm going to say, hey, regardless of what I'm going through, regardless of how I feel, the will that my Father has for me is that I should be thankful. And that's His will for my life. And that's the will I want to carry out. I'm going to share one more scripture with you guys that helps encapsulate this idea of thankfulness. And that is James 1. Okay, and it's 16 through 18. I'm reading out of the Message. And it says, "So, my dear friends, don't get thrown off course." Let's stop there for a second. What a good word that is for our lives. When I see something like that in scripture, I want to tune in to be like, okay, I'm being told right now, let's not get thrown off course. Now tell me how I'm to do that. So he goes on and he says, "Every desirable and beneficial gift comes out of heaven. The gifts are rivers of light cascading down from the Father of light. There is nothing, there's nothing deceitful in God, nothing two-faced, nothing fickle. He brought us to life using the true word, showing us off as the crown of His creatures." I know that thankfulness is a word of this season. As we're in November, we're getting close to the holidays, and thankfulness also often coincides with gifts, receiving a gift. I'm thankful for this gift, and that's incredible. There's nothing wrong with that. But what the scripture is showing us here is that there's something deeper to this. When we understand that we serve a God of good gifts, everything good comes from Him, then we need to recognize that there's a state of thankfulness that we should be living in, saying, no matter my circumstance, no matter what I'm going through, I can rely on my Father in heaven, a Father who I recognize as a Father who gives good gifts to His children. And I know no matter what, no matter the season, He is always going to be that consistent, stable Father. He's always going to be that good God who gives good gifts to His children. And when we recognize this, when we decide to stand firm in thankfulness, this will help us not stray off course. Another translation says, do not be deceived. And I believe that one of the greatest tools against deception whether it's deception of our mind, deception of our circumstance, deception of our surroundings. One of the greatest tools against that is having a thankful heart and choosing to stand firm in that. So I'm glad you guys joined me today. It was so fun taking this moment to talk with you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And just remember that as you go into this next holiday season, choose to have a heart that is thankful. So I'm tuning out right now, guys. I'm checking out, but I'll see you later, and you have a great day.